Look, I'm not gonna lie. I can sometimes be a pretty awkward person, and I have definitely embarrassed myself quite a few times on shoots. So, the most memorable one for me is probably the time I woke up late to a shoot. And let's just say it happened more than once. And it is one of my biggest fear to wake up late for a shoot. So the first time this happened was actually with one of my first clients. And I'm so sorry, but it was, yeah, it was kind of like in my head, it was the worst scenario that can happen for a first client that I actually kind of really want to work with, right? So what happened was, I'm pretty sure I was somewhere else. Like I think I was overseas or I was just in another state. So I flew back to Melbourne the day before the shoot. And then I had a shoot the next morning. So basically, I slept in and I woke up, I think 15 minutes before the shoot. And let's just say the drive was more than 30 minutes away. And I take some time to get ready, right? So I woke up, I look at the alarm clock and I was like, in my head, I was like, oh yeah, it's quite early, I can still sleep in, you know? And then like it just suddenly like snapped in my head. I was like, oh shit, like I need to go. Like I am late for this shoot that is quite important to me. And then so I freaked out and I just kind of jumped out of bed. I just frantically got all my stuff together. And then I decided I was debating actually. I was just like, oh shit, like should I, like what do I even do now? Like do I call the client? Like what do I say? Like do I admit it? Like do I say like, oh I'm so sorry. I just slept in and I'm late and I'm gonna be there at this time. Or do I just kind of pretend like I'm stuck in traffic or some reason like that? And I had a little debate in my brain for like 2 seconds. And I was like, you know what? Like, let's just own up to it, cause there's no way I can cover this. Like, what traffic are you stuck in that you're gonna be over maybe a half an hour late, right? And so I just kind of sheepishly like called the client. I was just like, look, I'm so sorry. Like, I I slept in. I'm just so sorry. I'll be there, you know, in half an hour's time. Yeah, I'm so sorry. And then he took it like really nicely. He was like, oh no, don't worry. Like I'll see you soon. And so I just, yeah, I just like frantically basically got out, like ran out the door and I drove to the location. And obviously I was very nervous. Like when I just like see the client again, I was like, oh, hey, you know, and then I saw the client's client, you know, because we're basically filming, yeah, to make matters kind of worse, like we were filming kind of like a testimonial. So we had his client there and the finished project there as well, just to kind of have a walkthrough and talk through the project. And so basically yeah, it was quite embarrassing. I just like rocked up. I was like, oh, I'm so sorry, I'm late. Like let's go straight into it. Like let's catch up. So yeah, I just like set up as quickly as possible. And mind you, this is kind of like my first time like really handling the whole shoot by myself as my first one of my first proper paid client. And so there's also the element of me being really nervous in terms of, okay, how do I set this up properly? Do it quickly, but also properly, and all that kind of stuff. But I think long story short, the shoot actually went pretty well. Like there was one of the videos that I made that for him that I felt like, oh, I am actually quite happy with the outcome. And the second time that I slept in was I think it was kind of worse. So basically, same scenario. I had a flight the day before, basically interstate, and then I came back to Melbourne the night before or something. And then same thing, I had a shoot the next morning. And this time it was worse because I woke up to the agent calling me because this is through an agency. So I basically woke up to a phone call from the agent and the person coordinating the shoot. And she was just like, oh, hey, Jenny, how's it going? I'm like, oh, I was just like, I was like barely awake at that point. So I just picked up the phone. I was like, oh, hey, yeah, what's up? Like, and then she was just like, just checking like your ETA for the shoot. And I was like, in my head, I was like, ETA? Like, whoa, what ETA? And then I kind of looked at the clock. I was like, oh shit, like it is past the shoot time. Like, I think the shoot started at like 8:30 or something. And by the time I got her phone call, it was like 8:35. And I was just like, okay. And mind you, the drive for this was quite far. I think it was like 45-minute drive. And I woke up like when the shoot is meant to start. So I was just like, oh, I'm so sorry. Like I just woke up. And then I was just like, look, I'm gonna get out the door now and I'll be there in 45 minutes. I was just like, I'm so sorry. I don't even know how to explain this to the client at this point. And the agent was just kind of like, oh, okay, yeah, that's all right. Like just try to get there as soon as possible. And I was like, yeah, sure. I'm like running out now. And same thing. I just like just got all my stuff together and I just ran to the car, and then I just started driving, not speeding, but a little fast. And yeah, basically, like I think the agent told the client like that I was stuck in traffic, but obviously I mean like, who's gonna be stuck in traffic for 45 minutes, right? So I got there, and this is not my client. This is like the agency's client. So I was like, oh, I feel so bad. Like I feel so bad because yeah, this is like someone else's client in a sense, and this is their first time client as well, just to make things worse. And so I walked up and I was just like, oh hey, I'm Ginny. I'm sorry that I'm late. And he's like, it's okay. Yeah, let's get into it, right? And then same thing, I just like set up quickly and I just, well, this is after like I've done quite a few shoots, so I'm a little bit more experienced at this point with like setting up and getting things going. So luckily the shoot kind of ended quite well as well, and I had quite a good like conversation with the client too. Like we kind of vibed a little bit, and then yeah, it turned out okay. It turned out quite well. And we finished like right on time, despite me being almost an hour late. And I guess like the reason why I'm telling you these stories is because, well, one, I think like we, try to portray ourselves as professional and like on top of things all the time. But let's be honest, like I don't think, like if you've done this for a period of time, you gotta mess up. Like it's inevitable in a sense. So I think what's most important is that it's not about what happens. It's about how you handle the situation. And so yeah, like things are gonna go wrong on shoots all the time. Like I don't think a single shoot ever actually went to plan. And whatever situation that comes up, you kind of just have to solve it on the spot, or like try to make the best of the situation as possible. And it's just how you handle the situation, how you problem solve. And sometimes the mistakes might be from you, sometimes it's factors that it's out of your control. Like either way, you are responsible for just solving that problem. And I think the other thing I realized is that there's a lot to be said about just owning up to your mistake and not trying to cover things up. Because like when you say one lie or you try to cover things up, it's just going to lead to more lies. And honestly, that will make the situation worse than it is, because I think it's pretty obvious. Like it's pretty easy to tell if someone's lying. So honesty is the best policy. Even if you screw up big time, just apologize. Just be honest and yeah, just own up to your mistake. Just be really like humble, own up to it, be really sorry, compensate if you need. And yeah, I think like clients are understanding if you are if you have a good track record or you build a good rapport with them and they understand that maybe you've been like really busy or something, or not that it's an excuse to be late, but yeah, what I'm trying to say is own up to your mistakes, okay? And usually clients receive that quite well. And I guess the last thing I've learned about this is that do not book a shoot the day after, like the morning after I come back, like I'm on a plane, because I mean that's the common denominator so far. Like I think whenever I'm like on a plane, like the day before, even if it's like a short domestic flight, I think the whole process of going to the airport and like hopping on a plane, waiting for it to depart and blah, blah, blah. I think that whole process like really drains me sometimes. So if I have a shoot immediately the next morning after I fly back from somewhere, I'm probably most likely going to be late. So it's probably a bad idea to book a early shoot straight after a flight the previous night. And I probably shouldn't be doing that again. So I guess the moral of my story is just, yeah, like get plenty of sleep before a shoot if you can. And if you make a mistake, just own up to it. Just admit it. Like don't try to cover things up and just be honest about things and try to make up for it as well. Obviously on the shoot, like try to be like the best version of yourself on the shoot because you kind of screwed up at the beginning. And also just have the mentality that, like things are gonna go wrong sometimes and you just have to learn how to handle it gracefully. Like it really isn't about what happens. It is about how you solve things, how you resolve it, how you handle it. So yeah, this is my story and it's day 21 of me talking to the camera. Bye.